All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. Please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. Now, I told y'all before, I'm going to keep y'all updated on everything. Shout out to everybody been showing support and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. But like I said before, I will keep y'all updated on everything of what's been going on with this situation. So now we come to this video right here where they talking about that the shooter went to Home Depot, got a ladder, and apparently walked through the woods with the ladder, him setting up the ladder. And then we even got unseen footage of the police just scrambling around as if they don't know what to do. Like they don't know what happened. So the more footage comes out, shows you that the Secret Service, the police, all of them, they allowed this shooter to take that shot at Donald Trump, and they did nothing about it. So this is the footage I'm gonna get ready and show y'all. Like I said, make sure you please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. Like I said, my goal is to get to the bottom of this crap because it just don't make any sense. Because like I said, the Secret Service director, she needs to be fired. Kim Cheetah needs to be fired. The senator, they came to her asking her a question about how can you allow the president to come on the stage when y'all already knew about the shooter an hour before, and she just ran away from them. Literally just ran away from them. So like I said, more information is out. Like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright guys, so the video title and the thumbnail pretty much says it all. We got a lot more details dropping surrounding the shooting, this attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. And yup, pretty much as expected, the more information that drops, the worse it looks for Alejandro Mayorkas and his incompetent DEI hire, Kim Cheadle. Obviously today is no different. Once again, I am calling on Kim Cheadle to resign from her position. Let me show you guys all the new video footage, and of course, more importantly, exactly what it tells us. I got some crazy updates to share with you guys. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so as per usual, we're getting that slow drip of information, and more importantly, we're getting that slow drip of video footage. It always works this way. A big event happens, and then slowly over the next couple of weeks, more and more cell phone camera footage will start to drop. Here's the latest exclusive drop from DC Drano. New exclusive video shows the shooter walking around by himself, looking up at rooftops near Trump, and the question that DC Drano is asking is how was he not detained, especially after getting caught with a rangefinder. Take a look.
Look at that, you can just see him walking around. Look at him just over there pasting.
Tonight, we're learning that the gunman was on law enforcement's radar for 3 hours, and the Secret Service designated Crooks a threat 10 minutes before Trump took the stage. Crooks first aroused suspicion at around 3 on Saturday when security saw him with a rangefinder passing through the metal detectors. Police say they had an eye on him until he disappeared. Crooks was later spotted for a second time, this time by a sniper looking up at the roof, observing the building that he scaled and shot from. This was radioed into the command center. At one point, a sniper saw Crooks sit down and start scrolling through his phone. And investigators believe he may have actually had 2 phones. More on that later. This is when Crooks looked so suspicious that a local sniper team took this picture of him an hour before he opened fire. All of this information was being sent to the Secret Service command team at the rally.
We're gonna revert right back to that same word. Again, unbelievable. The perp was caught on footage canvassing the area, just casually walking around, not in the general rally-goer confines, but sneaking around the back buildings and scoping the area, doing what seems to be a reconnaissance survey. And again, the question I think everybody's asking themselves when they see this kind of footage is how? How was this guy allowed to roam around like that? It makes no frickin' sense, especially considering this footage was taken 1 hour before Trump was shot at, meaning this guy was walking around for an hour, possibly even longer, and not a single person intervened. And it gets even worse when you consider the fact that he was spotted on the roof, he was spotted snooping around, and he was even spotted with a rangefinder at one point, calculating the exact distance from the rooftop to where Trump was standing on the stage at the podium. I mean, just think about it, put it into perspective. The Secret Service and police department had one frickin' job: to stop, apprehend, and interrogate point, anybody suspicious, and especially anybody traveling outside the general areas doing some highly suspicious weird stuff, they had that freaking job. And instead they just watched the kid, didn't secure the perimeter at all, just willy-nilly, nonchalant, not a care in the world. It simply doesn't make sense. In fact, a lot of this stuff doesn't make sense. We've got some more information to get into. Previously, I showed you guys this picture right over here. I made mention of these little connecting structures between the two buildings and how the perpetrator scaled up a ladder at one of those spots, gaining access to the roof initially. The photos that were circulating were relatively low resolution, and what was being reported was that those ladders were essentially already there, or they were affixed. Well, now we've got an update, and again, it's totally unbelievable. Apparently, the perpetrator brought that ladder and placed it there. Just bear with me for a second.
Wow.
So, supposedly, this was the ladder that he picked up at Home Depot, a 10-foot step ladder. The current report is that the perpetrator took his van to Home Depot. This right here is the perpetrator's van, by the way, that was recently seized by the FBI. So he took this van, drove to Home Depot, bought this 10-foot step ladder, and then again, bear with me, he then carried said ladder from Home Depot all the way to Butler Farm Show Incorporated, walking all the way through the forest more than a mile in distance, carrying a massive ladder, an AR-15, and a bunch of ammunition. My mind is completely blown. Essentially, you had a 20-year-old kid carrying a rifle and a giant ladder, and he was simply allowed to walk in, set up his gear, scan the perimeter.
And that's what I was saying. So he was allowed to do all of this crap. He had a long ladder walking around the building, and you telling me no police officers, no snipers, nobody seen him. And you can see the Trump supporters, they was out there screaming, hey, it's a guy got a gun. It's a guy. Everybody seen how suspicious he was. You walking around, he looking up in the air, you know, trying to see who watching, walking around the building. All of a sudden, he got it loud, and you telling me the cops didn't see it? And then he got a rifle. They didn't see that either. Apparently, he had the van he had, they say he had explosives in it. And if he couldn't take out Donald Trump, then come to find out, they say he was planning on trying to, I guess, blow up Donald Trump's car, the car that he normally, ride in. So it just stuff like this to just show you the Secret Service failed Donald Trump. The man almost lost his life by an inch. Something has to be did about this. So this kid, this 20-year-old kid, was able to go to Home Depot, get a ladder, got a gun, walking around suspicious. And they knew about this an hour ahead of time and did not alert Donald Trump at all. His team don't know anything. Donald Trump walking out on the stage, don't know anything, don't know what's going on. Don't know anything. And they allowed President Trump on the stage when they already knew about this shooter. That's what I'm saying, man. The Secret Service need to be fired, man. They need to be done. But there's more footage. Hold on.
Gain access to the top of the building. He was spotted multiple times, and he was able to do all of this without a care in the world. Can somebody please explain how that makes sense? How could a 20-year-old kid pull this off? One exhausted 20-year-old kid who supposedly walked over a mile with a giant freaking metal ladder. How on God's green earth did he manage to pull this off with the amount of law enforcement and Secret Service agents present during that day? Who made the calls here? We need answers to everything. James Comer recently subpoenaed Kim Cheadle, so that's of course a good thing, because we need thorough explanations and
exactly, and we know what Kim Cheadle did. Remember, she was just at the RNC when she got confronted. And then you know what she did when she got confronted? About why did you allow the president on the stage when y'all knew about the shooter an hour before? She didn't want to talk about it. You know what she did? She ran. And the senators, they ran right behind her, demanding answers. And she refused to answer them. She ran. Don't you think if you messed up this bad that you would be trying to, make it right with the people, saying, hey, it's my fault. I should have said something. She don't even want to do that. She literally said she's not going to talk about it and just took off walking. When too much wasn't even walking. She really was running because she was trying to get away from not answering them questions. So she definitely need to be taken in, fired, or she need to be jailed for allowing this crap to happen. And they knew about it.
quick. We need to know exactly who made the calls.
Yep.
Who made the call to have all of these police officers and all of these Secret Service agents positioned on the complete other side of the perimeter when the clear and most obvious high priority threat was that factory building on Trump's right side. You know,
Yep.
again, the question that I keep asking myself is, why was that part of the venue not secured? Why was that building not completely surrounded by law enforcement and Secret Service agents? Take a look at this clip.
Now, y'all can see this right here. Unseen footage shows Secret Service and state police scrambling as there was no apparent continually plan to get the reactionary squad through the fence. Total failure. Look at them. They just scrambling like they don't even know what to do. It just make you feel like this right here was an inside job plan to try to take out Donald Trump. Look how they acting. Look at them. Total failure.
Fucking hit it like you mean it.
Why were so many police officers on the opposite side of the fence and didn't even have access to the building? They had to bring a pickup truck to ram down the fence in order to gain access to the building side of the property. Who made the decision for the security perimeter and personnel layout? We need answers, because very simply, what we are seeing is unacceptable and of course totally unbelievable. It's either gross incompetence or malice and conspiracy. Kim Cheadle, Alejandro Mayorkas, Joe Biden, and of course the mainstream media at large, they don't want you asking any questions. Never question the official narrative, but having been exposed to everything we've seen over the last couple of days, how is it possible not to question everything? When absolutely nothing makes sense, when 2 + 2 is 5, you're left with no other choice but to question the official narrative. That's the rational thing to do right now. We're looking at a Swiss cheese story. There's all kinds of holes everywhere. The government better come in and patch up every single hole with very logical explanations, or we're going to continue to see a steady erosion in trust in the legal system. You know, if they come out and say that 5-degree angled sloped roofs are too dangerous for Secret Service agents to climb, that's not a legitimate or acceptable explanation. If they tell us that what happened was they implemented the Pac-Man perimeter strategy tactic, you know, where you secure a perimeter in the shape of a Pac-Man, this little pizza-shaped cutout for the mouth.
And that's the thing right there. Kim Cheadle, she couldn't even tell the truth. You're going to try to make an excuse talking about it was a sloped roof. The reason why. I mean, that's the excuse that she had. It was a sloped roof. But yet you can see on top of the White House, you seen a police up there with a gun on a sloped roof. This is the excuse that this woman have. Don't want to take accountability for anything. She should be punished. But we know Joe Biden is not going to do anything about it. He's not going to do anything about it.
Right over here, placed perfectly right at the factory building. If they come out and tell us that that's the newest and latest and next gen Secret Service presidential protection strategy, you know, again, no one's gonna buy it. They need a legitimate explanation, and frankly, we need to know exactly who made these calls, who made the personnel positioning decisions. There better be a good explanation for every single little thing that happened that day. But honestly, I don't think they're gonna be able to do it, because how can you possibly justify or explain any of this? A 20-year-old walking around with a bulletproof vest, a rangefinder, a giant freaking ladder, multiple fully loaded magazines. Supposedly, he had over 100 rounds on him. How could they have let him through, and how did—
Look at that. Had over 100 rounds. So this guy plan was to take out Donald Trump. And they allowed this guy to fire off shots, taking out somebody in the crowd, hurting 2 other people, and shooting Donald Trump in the ear. They got to be responsible for this. Somebody got to go to jail. Somebody got to go to jail.
did they spot him so early and yet they took no action? But
No
rather,
action.
the current report is that they spotted him acting suspiciously with a rangefinder and said, well, we need to keep an eye on this guy. Keep an eye on him. The moment they were suspicious, they should have detained him. They should have secured the area. How do you explain this level of incompetence? I simply don't know, but I guess we'll have to see. So far, the whole sloped roof argument isn't freaking cutting it.
Nope.
Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you.
Salute to Liberal High Mind for another great video. I had to show y'all that right there. More unseen footage of the police officers scrambling. They couldn't even get over the gate. So they even had to wait for a car to ram down the fence for them to get through the gate. I mean, this right here is crazy. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Like I said before, I will keep y'all update as more information come out. I have been looking like on X. I've been seeing stuff that Benny Johnson been tweeting and putting out, you know, Laura Loomer. So I've been paying attention to a lot of stuff, trying to see, you know, what's going on as more information comes out. So I will keep y'all up to date with everything, because we got to get to the bottom of this. Somebody got to go to jail. There's no way somebody should walk free, that they allowed this guy to fire off shots and they was told to stand down. This is all on Kim Cheetah. Something has to be done. Something got to be done. It seemed like it was an inside job, and that's the thing. Why haven't they accessed his phone yet? Have they did that yet? That's another thing I need to look into about the phone situation, because first I was hearing that they don't even want to go into his phone, or they can't get into his phone. But we gonna get more into that right there. But thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.